Hello everyone, my name is Juliana and welcome to What's Your Problem, a series where we spotlight students and alumni tackling real-world challenges with creativity, sustainability, and entrepreneurship. In each episode, we'll dive into the journey that they're currently taking, the ways they're trying to solve the challenge, and how NC State's resources help them turn these challenges into opportunities. Welcome back. My name is Juliana, and today I am here with...
I'm Annie Hoyt, founder of DENI.
Awesome. Could you explain to us what DENI is?
Yes, so DENI is an adjustable clothing company for women. So we make clothes that fit with changing bodies. So as a woman either grows or shrinks, whether that be through pregnancy, menopause, hormones, or just day-to-day wear, the clothing can still fit. We use natural materials such as cotton and linen. These are more naturally biodegradable. They're also kinder to the skin, better for the environment. And we also make everything here in the US. So we work with a manufacturer based out of LA.
So Annie, what's your problem?
In what sense?
No. In the sense of what's your problem? What did you first notice in the fashion industry that inspired you to create DENI, and what personal experiences shaped this vision?
That's a great question. So I think something that really caught my attention in the fashion industry is how much waste there is. So fast fashion, is a growing pandemic where, the fashion industry is already one of the number one polluting industries in the world, and fast fashion contributes to a lot of the waste filling up landfills. Not only that, but a lot of CO2 emissions and chemicals being put out into our environment. And my goal with DENI is how can we reduce the waste, and that is by creating garments that we don't grow out of, and by creating quality garments out of natural materials, so we don't have to worry about any more waste or chemical pollution in that sense. I think that, as a woman kind of waking up and not fitting into the same clothes that fit you yesterday, it can be a little disheartening. Yeah, exactly. I mean, when you're starting your day and the first thing you do is put on a pair of jeans and you're like, these don't fit me today, that can really affect your confidence going throughout the day. So I think that was something that really encouraged me to start DENI, and also just naturally wanting to share that with other people so that they can start their day on the right foot.
Fashion is a tough industry, especially for sustainably minded brands. What has been your biggest challenge in creating products that are both eco-friendly and commercially viable?
The biggest challenge has most definitely been choosing whether or not to produce domestically or overseas. Overseas, there's going to be a lot more CO2 emissions, obviously. And from a business standpoint, most businesses do produce overseas because it's more cost effective. But I think ultimately, the goal being sustainability and authenticity, choosing to produce in the US, we know that there's going to be ethical labor practices involved. We know that, there's going to be less CO2 emissions from shipping, from, just having it closer to home. That has been my biggest challenge, because I think from a business standpoint, there's a certain margin that you need to have. And in order to meet that margin, it's been very challenging. I have had to increase the price of my product, but I think that in the end, making a product that is going to be sustainable, that is going to be quality, that is going to last a lifetime, it's worth the price. So kind of finding a way to communicate that to consumers, that's definitely been the biggest challenge, because I want to make it affordable, in a sense of lifestyle luxury, but also sticking to those core values. There has to be a compromise in price, and it's ultimately putting core values of the company like sustainability and authenticity first over putting money first.
Yeah, I completely agree. I recently just came back from a study abroad in France, and we learned all about the luxury business and the justification of these prices and why it's very valued, and it goes hand in hand with that aspect of whatever the mission statement or qualities of the business, that's what ends up being the price. So like you said, sustainability, authenticity, eco-friendly.
Ultimately, it's just about, like I said, sticking to core values and making sure that we're putting the customer first.
How have programs such as the Andrews Launch Accelerator and your time at the Wilson's College of Textile helped you develop the business skills, confidence, and network to scale your idea?
I mean, I think you nailed it all right there. Like, those are the three things that it did provide me. So, just a little background on me.
Mm-hmm.
I started DENI in 2020 when I was taking a gap year from high school. And initially, I didn't really know if I wanted to go to college because I was doing really well with DENI. I got my products at a couple stores in Raleigh. I had my website up.
Oh,
Yeah, and
nice.
I was having a lot of fun with it, you know, but my mom really pushed me. She was like, Wilson's one of the best textile schools. Like, it's right here.
Mm-hmm.
Just apply. I applied, got in. And I ended up loving it. I realized that there was so much I didn't know about like marketing and product development.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned so much through that. But more than that, the amount of opportunities I was just given was insane. I think that they have a real eye for entrepreneurs in the Wilson College of Textiles and at NC State.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was constantly approached with new opportunities. I mean, while I was here, I was kind of like in the pilot run for a lot of new opportunities. So there was the Flex Factory space that was developed. I was one of the first employees down there. This
Uh-huh.
is now an entrepreneurship space that helps entrepreneurs kind of bring their ideas to life, textile-based entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm.
So I was one of the first employees down there. And then I did the Summer Innovation Program, which is based out of the Flex Factory. I did Pitch to the Pack, Andrew's Launch Accelerator, and all of these opportunities, like, they just kept coming. And I think that that helped me believe in myself, where it's like, wow, people are really interested in my company and in my product.
Mm-hmm.
I think Andrew's Launch Accelerator was a really big one for me because it introduced network outside of NC State and more in like the Triangle area.
Mm-hmm.
So working through Raleigh Founded, and honestly just meeting a cohort of entrepreneurs who are like-minded and kind of, you know, young and
Yeah.
don't really know what we're doing. It's been really encouraging.
I'm assuming from the start of your time at textiles to what it is now, how much would you say has grown?
Oh my
Like
gosh. Yeah.
twice, three?
Oh my gosh. So it's insane. I mean, I think about when I first started and I was just like 18 sewing skirts out of my parents' room, and now like I have so much confidence in just my ability to run a business. Like,
Mm-hmm.
by no means do I think I'm the most qualified or anything like that, but I have learned so much through this process. And I mean, just the support now I feel like is the main thing, as the number one thing. And having all of these successful, educated entrepreneurs who are like, no, you're like, who want to help and can also say like, you're doing a good job, has been great. And I think I've just grown in my confidence a lot. I used to say, you know, I'm just a girl that likes to sew skirts, and now I can say like, I'm trying to be a powerful businesswoman. I don't know.
Yeah,
So
power
power.
businesswomen.
That's right. That's right. So yeah, it's been great.
And I'm curious, are there any other competitors in this scene? Because there is a growing trend of more health conscious, sustainability, eco-friendly products in the market. Have you encountered any?
Not a company that's specifically doing what I do the way I do it. So I believe the
Mm.
innovation behind my adjustability is very unique. I haven't seen anything like it. But as far as products kind of leaning towards the sustainability aspect and marketing in that sense, that's been growing
Mm-hmm.
in the industry. You know, fashion is a bit tricky because there's always going to be smaller companies or maybe even bigger companies like Shein, who want to just replicate what all these other companies are doing. And I
Yeah.
think that that's why branding is so important, and also sticking to the core values. It's like, well, what makes DENI different? It's like, we are about the customer. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
we are going to choose ethical practices and sustainability and their comfortability and premium materials over costs. Like, there are other companies who are going to make what we do in a lot worse quality and try and sell it.
What would you say to someone looking to get into this type of industry or space?
Be innovative. That would have to be my first thought. Like, I always knew that I wanted to be a fashion designer. I wanted to make things. I knew that when I was 5 years old, making doll clothes for my American Girl doll, sitting around the kitchen table. My mom held up the first dress that she had sewn for my American Girl doll, and I was like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And you know, I think a lot of people kind of, there are talented people who could become fashion designers. I think that it's much more challenging if you don't have that niche and that innovation. So I think kind of identifying a problem and solving it is kind of key to the entrepreneurial journey.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that would be my main piece of advice is be innovative, be creative, think outside the box.
And for the last question, as you expand DENI and work towards opening a Raleigh storefront, what is the type of impact you anticipate in the next year?
In the next year, I would love to have a storefront the next year, but that's probably not going to happen. Just with real estate prices,
These prices.
in Raleigh, it's not going to happen. But I can say, that is a goal of mine. I would love to have like a retail space up front. The company was born in Raleigh. I want to keep it in Raleigh, kind of expand e-commerce. But ultimately, yes, have a storefront in Raleigh with a workshop in the back where we can kind of create custom wardrobes for people. Also, I think it would just be a great way to connect and give back to the Wilson College textiles. So kind of providing entrepreneurship programs for students here and internships for students here, workshops. Like I would love to teach sewing classes for young kids in the community who want to learn how to sew. I just want it to be a space where, yes, it's a storefront in the beginning, but also be able to kind of give back to the community in a sense. I think that would be really impactful and mean a lot to me. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the future is bright for DENI and for Annie.
Oh, thanks.
Well, thank you so much, Annie Hoyt, for coming on today to What's Your Problem and discussing DENI, its impact, and what it wants to accomplish in the near future. Do you have any last words or thoughts to our viewers?
Ooh, okay. Last words or thoughts. I think that, NC State's motto is kind of think and do. I'd like to challenge that a little bit, actually. I think that sometimes it's easy to get in your head and kind of think, like, maybe I can't do this, or when self-doubt starts to seek in. That happened a lot for me, and not to be like Nike, but just do it, so bad. But it's true, like, if you have an idea or you're passionate about something, like, give it your all. Don't let kind of doubt seek in, and just kind of, believe in yourself, I think is the most important thing. So, a lot of cheesy advice, but it's true.
It's real.
Yeah, it's real. Thank you so much for having me.
No, thank you. And we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Thanks so much for watching this episode of What's Your Problem, where NC State innovators turn challenges into impact. If you enjoyed this conversation, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channels to see more student stories. Want to share your own problem or project? Learn more about NC State's innovation and entrepreneurship programs on our website at ssie.entrepreneurship.ncsu.edu. Until next time, keep asking yourself, what's your problem?